chords and the strumming pattern for this song. If you want to play along with the recording, you need a capo at the 2nd fret. There's also 2 guitars playing in the song, so I'm going to show you how to combine the rhythms for 1 guitar. I'm going to show you the chords first in the verse and the chorus, but I'm not going to spend too much time on the chords because the strumming pattern is the most important thing. So start by placing a G chord down. Place your 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, and the 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. G chord. Then we go to a G with an F sharp in the bass. 1st finger just moves to the 2nd fret of the 6th string. 3rd finger stays right where it is. G chord with an F sharp in the bass. E minor, place your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string and the 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. E minor. Moving to a C chord, place your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. C chord. Then it returns to the G chord. When you go into the chorus, we have an A minor 7, so place your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, A minor 7, walks up to a C chord, 3rd finger goes to the 3rd fret of the 5th string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. That little walk up was, you go from A minor 7, you put the 2nd fret in there, that's a B in the bass, and then you go up to finish the C chord change. And then that returns to a G chord, and then it goes to a D with an F sharp in the bass. So you need to put your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 6th string, second finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the second string. There's your D with the F sharp in the bass. Now the important thing is the strumming pattern. So most of these chords are basic chords, and you'll find them in the complete basic rhythm course on my website at www.edkeim.com. You have to subscribe. But there's also tips and exercises on how to make faster chord changes. So you'll find the chords G, E minor, A minor, D7 in there, C, A minor, D minor, G7 is in there. And you'll see the tips and exercises will really help you make faster chord changes. So let's take a look at how we can make this strumming pattern work for 1 guitar. Let's start by using a pick, and then eventually we're going to use fingers in this for strumming. So with the pick, we're going to start with a basic rhythm. Just hold the G chord down, and you go down, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's 1 measure. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and that's the beats, okay? Now I'm going to play through 8 measures of the verse using this rhythm so you can hear how the time frame works with this rhythm. Here it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can hear how that rhythm would actually work for the song, but that's not exactly what they're doing. But that is the basic rhythm that will demonstrate for you the time frame for how to strum. Now what we need to do is work with some dynamics with this same basic rhythm. So the first thing we're going to do to interject some dynamics, we're going to separate strings from low to high pitched strings. So on beats 1 and 3, I'm going to mainly hit the low strings, and on beats 2 and 4, I'm going to hit the high strings, and it'll sound like this, using down, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's beats 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Now once again, I'm going to play through 8 measures of the verse using this rhythm, and you'll hear a big difference, and this rhythm can actually work in the song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now one more step we can take is adding the dynamics of percussives. A percussive is an effect made by using the karate chop part of your hand, which lands on the strings at the same time you're strumming through with the pick. Percussives is covered in complete detail in the complete basic rhythm course. There's a whole section on how to make the percussive rhythm. Now here's how we're going to do it. We're still going to separate strings from low to high. On beats 1 and 3 hitting low strings, on beats 2 and 4 hitting high strings, but also on beats 2 and 4 I'm going to interject the use of the percussive on just the downswing. So it goes 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Now I'm going to play 8 measures of the rhythm in the or 8 measures of the verse using this rhythm, and you'll hear how this rhythm could actually work for the entire song. Here it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that rhythm with the percussive will actually work for the entire song. Now, if you want to use the pick, that's a good basic way to play through the entire song. And now I'm going to show you how to strum using your fingers, and we're going to take the same steps. So what we're going to do, we're going to use the index finger first, and when you strum using the index finger, you want to keep your arm moving with a steady continuous motion from the elbow. When you strum with your index finger, you're going to extend your index finger down through the strings on the downswing, and when you strum up, you're going to retract your index finger through the upswing. So now our basic rhythm that we started with, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, is this. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's beats 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Once again, I'm going to go through 8 measures of the verse using the basic rhythm, and I'll count out the measures for you at full speed for the song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can see how that rhythm could actually work through the song, strumming with just your index finger. Now let's take it one more step and interject the use of the thumb picking bass notes, and this is how we're going to separate the strings in our next step for the dynamics, separating low to high strings. What I'm going to do, using my thumb, I'm going to pick a bass note on beats 1 and 3, but then I'm going to strum up with my down up on beats 2 and 4 using my index finger on the high string, okay? So real slow it goes 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Now I want you to notice on the third beat, I pick the bass note down in the low strings with my thumb, and I also strum up through the low strings with my index finger. So watch again, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and, okay? Now I'm going to strum through the 8 measures of the verse at the right speed, so you'll hear how this rhythm will actually work for the entire song using the thumb and index finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let's take it one more step and add the technique of the percussive. Now in finger picking, or using your fingers for strumming, we're going to use the thumb to slap down on the strings on beats 2 and 4 on just the downswing. So here it is real slow, again separating low and high strings, thumb on bass notes on beats 1 and 3. Alright, so it goes 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Now, when you strum and use the percussive, you have to swing all the way through the strings and complete that beat. Now there is an entire section devoted to percussive rhythm in the Complete Basic Rhythm course on my site, so it's worth checking out. So here's the rhythm at full speed, and you'll see how this rhythm can actually work for the entire song. I'm just going to go through 8 measures of the verse, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now there's more that you can do with that rhythm by adding some hammer-ons in the chords, so I'm going to just show you by strumming through the format of the song, going through the verse, chorus, and the bridge. would like a little more help with that rhythm and you want to take some webcam lessons, check out my website at www.edkime.com and you can contact me for webcam lessons. I can give you a lot more specific instruction on how to get those hammer-ons working through this basic rhythm.